Hey, Marla, how we doing today?
Good. How are you?
Fantastic, thanks.
Okay, we're recording on Zoom as we speak.
Awesome, awesome. Let me send you a test message here. Make sure you got that.
I'm trying to figure out. Okay.
And Glenn, can I get a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 from you to see how you sound?
A 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Awesome, awesome. Just make sure you're nice and close to the mic like you are, and we should be golden.
Great. Okay.
All right, let me get this going here.
Ready when you are.
All right, here we go. Let's have a great show.
Thanks, Matt.
Program is being brought to you on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. For more information about our network and to check out additional show hosts and topics of interest, please visit voiceamericaempowerment.com. The Voice America Talk Radio Network is the worldwide leader in live internet talk radio. Visit voiceamerica.com. The views and ideas expressed on the following program are strictly those of the host or guests and do not necessarily reflect the views and ideas held by the Voice America Talk Radio Network, its staff, and management. Welcome to an enlightened hour of interactive talk. This is Guided Spirit Conversations with host Marla Goldberg. In this program, we spotlight guests from all over the globe who have helped others change their lives, and will provide you with the tips, tools, and techniques that you need to help make a difference in your own life. Now, here is Marla Goldberg.
Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. I hope it's a terrific Thursday for you. I know it is for me, even though I broke my pipe today and had a big flood. It was crazy. Anyway, today we have a great guest, and I know you're going to enjoy him. His name is Glenn Ackerman. Glenn began his professional life as a trained musician, but the effect of his mother's chronic physical and emotional pain weighed heavily on him. And as the doctors were unable to find a cause for what she was experiencing, Glenn went on a quest to find a way to help her. In the process, he found out that he too had issues with anxiety, fear, and panic attacks. He went deeper into his journey to now help his mother and himself. During his exploration, Glenn studied a variety of healing methods. He used these methods on himself and was able to heal himself and help his mother. After he healed himself, he began to help others using the same method with great success. His method is called Energy Awareness Training. Glenn currently has a private practice and teaches his method to many, many students. Welcome, Glenn. How are you?
I'm doing great. Great to be here.
Good. I'm happy to have you here. Let's start at the beginning. I know you were trained as a musician. What was your instrument of choice?
Well, I play the piano. That's a piano, but I got my degree in music composition. So I'm a singer and a pianist and a guitar player, which is why when people see my hands, I have classical guitar nails. So people go, oh, especially
so
in
you've got those long male nails.
Yeah.
Okay. And then your mother has, was not doing well, right? Correct?
Absolutely. And we didn't know what it was. I mean, she shifted from just being the world's best mother into being not being angry. She shifted into being another person who was mean and angry, and it was kind of a shock to me and my sister that this change took her over, and it was bit by bit by bit, but we didn't know what was going on. And she would go to doctor after doctor, say, I got a pain in my neck, I got a pain on my back, I got a pain in my, and the doctor said, we can't find anything wrong with you. And this went on for years and years. And then every time a doctor said, we can't find nothing wrong with you, she'd get even more, more angry and more mean. So that was definitely a catalyst in wondering, that's how I got into what I'm doing now, because I thought, how can I help my mother? What is this thing that, she's obviously in some kind of pain and misery, and nobody can find out what it is. And that started this quest of searching and eventually coming up with energy awareness training.
And you did a lot of modalities. You were trained in a lot of different modalities. Is this correct?
Absolutely. I went and started learning everything I could about the human thought, motivation, because I tried to heal myself. Because one of the things I recognize is that even though, I left that anxiety and stress in the house, it didn't leave me. And this is one of the foundations of my work, that the things that we go through early in life and sometimes in even later has an effect on us, and it has an energetic effect on us. And right now, it's a new science of people recognizing the power and the strength of energy medicine, energy psychology, and I use that in my training.
So your energy awareness training, that would be like, I know that it's your special mixture, it's your special sauce, but I mean, I would assume that, you've trained in like NLP and modalities such as that, which help thought and help in that regard, and then other energy work. But to explain to the audience, what is your definition of energy healing? What is it? How does it work?
In a nutshell, what it is, it's an awareness. It's not just a modality, but it's an awareness. It's a training. It's an educational method, of a system of learning to recognize that everything that we do in this world is an interaction with energy, that we are energetic beings in ourselves, and we've come into an energetic planet. And why, you may have heard your 7th grade teachers or even Albert Einstein saying everything's energy. Well, Nikola Tesla said that if you really want to understand the secrets and the mysteries of life, then you'll start looking at things in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And I took that and started developing the training when I recognized that since everything that we're dealing with in life and that we want to do, every activity is an energetic exchange. We're having one right now. When we work, energy exchange, relationships, energy exchange, health, etc. And all energy has a power, a purpose, a frequency, a direction, and it gives off information. So when I discovered that there was a whole realm of understanding and a connection to everything that we see coming from everything that we don't see, that was the missing link for me to be able to change my life and to be able to go bouncing from discipline and this modality and that modality to be able to come into a holistic approach with the understanding and the application of energy and energy awareness.
And so explain how it's so important to have the awareness of the energy you're putting out, or the energy that's around you, what you're feeling, like what an empath might feel.
That's a great question. Well, all of us are energetic sending and receiving vehicles. That means that whatever our energy field is, whether it's a high vibration or a low vibration or in between, whatever we are, we're constantly sending out information, constantly sending out energy that has information in it. So you walk into a place and you feel a vibe. It's something that you like or something that you don't like, or somebody that you meet. Well, it's a nice one. I get a good vibe about them. Or somebody like, I don't know what it is, but I don't like the energy around that person. So we're constantly navigating by energies, and we don't know that. The thing about it is that these energies are hidden. And this is the breakthrough of my work, that we're dealing with hidden energies that are influencing us at a below conscious level, but they influence our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, our behaviors, and ultimately the outcome of our lives. So in my work, I liken it, I use the metaphor of the iceberg. 10% above the water we can see, 90% below the water we can't see. And the Titanic wasn't sunk by what it could see, it was sunk by what it couldn't see. So I have a saying.
Brilliant.
I just one saying that says, that which we can see, we can control, but that which we can't see controls us.
That's so true. It is so true. So what are some of the hidden energies that people may not be aware that they're there, but they're there?
Well, the interesting thing is that there's a combination. When people say to me, do we have free will? And I say, yes and no. What does that mean? Well, we can choose what we want to have for lunch, or we can choose where we want to go on a vacation. But why it's so hard for people to change, and that's basically what everybody wants. Everybody's here and they like to be over here. And yet change is not easy, as we've all experienced, because we have a human, what I call the human energetic operating system, or the HOS, I call it. And this operating system is within us all. And it's based upon our experiences of life, the upsets, or the what I call the trauma that we've been through, and the beliefs that that we receive earlier in life. These are a combination of that 90% that's in us that most of us don't know. So to give you an example of that, when I was a child, when I was 3 or 4 years old, I got lost at a shopping center. And for about an hour, I didn't know where my mom or dad was, and I was scared to death something was going to happen to me. And they found me an hour later, and everything was okay, and they bought me an ice cream. But I noticed every time anybody ever mentioned to go to a shopping center, I went, no, it's not for me, and no, I don't want to do that. And one day, my girlfriend said, I think you got a thing about shopping centers and malls because you never come with me. And I thought, geez, I think you're right. And in my work, I traced that behavior pattern to a belief or to an incident that happened to me. And there was a direct correlation between the belief I had, the experience I had, and my later on experience of life, that it was being influenced. And we have hundreds of these things inside us, and we're not aware of this. So this comes up when we talk about issues. When people have issues, what I define as an issue is a behavior or behavior pattern or a situation that you've tried to clear up over and over and over again, and you haven't been successful. And people tear their hair out because they think they've tried everything, but they didn't move the energy. And the answer to all the questions that we have that we don't understand ultimately is found in the energy dynamics of the situation: relationships, finance, health, etc. And that's the power and the breakthrough of the work.
That's so true. There's energy in everything. And so for people who seem to be stuck, do you have any guidance or suggestions for them?
Well, I do actually. And I have a saying that it's funny. A lot of my students, I teach not only here in my offices, but I teach worldwide. And I'm amazed that I have medical doctors, and I have psychologists, I have people in the traditional, healing and helping fields coming to me to learn energy awareness training. And I'm able to get them the results because when we have a problem that we don't know the answer to, we usually get stuck in a merry-go-round of going, I know I need to do something, but I don't know what to do. And in my work, I say nothing changes until energy moves. So if you've got a problem that you've been dealing with for a long time and you tried everything and it hasn't moved, it's because you haven't moved the energy around it. And there's an energy. Remember, I said energy is a power, a purpose, a frequency, and those dynamics are involved in relationships, in finance, in health, and virtually everything that we do. So I say the answer to whatever is seen comes from the unseen. The answer to a visible problem is usually in the invisible energy around it.
I agree. With my background in education, I am definitely on the same path as you with that. So how can somebody overcome these personal issues?
Well, the first thing I recommend to people is to become energetically aware and to recognize, and it's not something you can do in one day. That's why I call it a training. But the first step is to realize that the things that are usually oppressing us, the things that make us feel good, are either thoughts, feelings, or emotions. And so when I'm talking about the human energy field, largely I'm talking about your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, your motivations, and ultimately your behavior.
Oops, I think we froze. I think he was about to say your behaviors.
Behaviors come to you, it comes from you. So having that realization that, somebody out there is doing it to me, right? Or the world is the world just doesn't like, or I'm unlucky. No, that's not true at all. It's just that you need to shift the energy, what's happening with you. So first thing is to become energetically aware. The second thing is to understand that while we have thoughts and that we have feelings and emotions, we are not those thoughts. And this is one of the key elements of my work, because we have a voice in our head that's the critic, that's the judge, that's I call it the emotional terrorist that always wants to negative, or always wants to put you down, always. And so many of us believe that voice. And I know that I did, when I was growing up. And I had a profound revelation. You like this, Marla? A profound revelation going over the Golden Gate Bridge. And I was driving across the Golden Gate Bridge. I'm originally from San Francisco. And I was listening to the chatter in my mind. And the chatter said, "It's a beautiful day." And I'm going, yeah, like I'm talking to myself. And the voice says, "Traffic's going great." Yes, it is. And it's just the car's running well. Yes, it is. Okay, listen. And all of a sudden the voice goes, "Why don't you drive straight into the ongoing traffic and see what happens?" What? Drive into the well, that's suicide. I'm not going to do that. I went, whoa, wait a minute. Where'd that thought come from? That's not my thought. That's not something that I would choose for myself. I went, whoa. That means that something or someone can hack into my thought process and try to create an agenda for me. So for anybody out there who's ever had whacked out thoughts, you're going, wow, where did that come from? You're not alone. All of us go through that. And I'm here to say that it's not you, that we're dealing with these hidden energies, and these energies come to us in our thoughts and our feelings and our emotions. And so much of my work is the ability to recognize the hidden energy patterns and how they work. And then once you're able to do that, then you can start to see a bigger picture in life. You start to go, oh, that's, I understand, there's a booby trap over there that I didn't see before, because you're reading energy. You're not just thinking. And again, relationships, take relationships, for example. We all want to be in a great relationship. So we're all looking for the one, or maybe we found that. But we've also experienced times when we've gotten involved with people and we thought, it sounded good. They said all the right things, and you went and got involved. And then it turned out to be the opposite of what you wanted. And then you think, oh, if only I had known then what I know now, I never would have gotten involved with that person. Or there's a voice inside me that told me don't do it, but I didn't listen. Why didn't you listen? Because you weren't able to read the energetic signs that are all around us that give us the information. Marla, you tell me, would it be an advantage for you to be able to know where a relationship or an investment or a job or a situation is going before you get involved? Would that be a little bit more helpful than after?
It would be so much more helpful. So I have to go back to something you just said.
Okay.
About people doing the same thing over and over again. So what do you say to people who, date the same kind of person? They could be in different colored skin, different hair, different features, but ultimately it's the same situation. And they're emotionally unavailable, physically unavailable, mentally unavailable, and whoever the person might be keeps bringing that same type of individual into their life over and over again. What do you say about something like that?
I say, I repeat what I just mentioned a couple of minutes ago, that life doesn't come to us, it comes from us. So when we have people, when you have a pattern of something that you're creating over and over again, that's not the world, that's you. That's energy that you created internally. So I had this example I had a woman who was a psychologist. She came to me and she said, I had this pattern where I do exactly what you said. I attract unavailable men and they end up leaving me, and it's, and then I get my heart broken, and then I'm alone for 5 years, then I go do it again, then I'm alone, then I do it again. And she said, could you help me with it? I hear that the energy awareness training can help people. And I said, yes, and I can help you. First thing I said, do you know where this came from? She says, oh yeah, I've been studying this in therapy for 30 years. Yeah, my father divorced my mom when I was 7, and I remember him saying goodbye to me, and I remember him saying to me, I'm not leaving you, I'm not leaving you, I'm not leaving you, and I didn't hear the not. So I pick men. I've been picking men my whole life that leave me. And I said, well, I go, isn't that interesting? You know all about this. You're even a psychologist. You know where it came from. You've been discussing it in therapy for decades, but yet you still have the same pattern. Why? Because nothing changes until energy moves. That if you guys learn one thing here, nothing changes until energy moves. So what I did with her, she started studying energy awareness training, and I worked with her to recognize and dissolve that energy. See, because when we're traumatized or we go through a very upsetting memory, that energy stays with us. And I'm sure, you know, if I ask you to name one of the most heaviest or dramatic things you've been through, unless you've cleared it, you know, it's right there. So what I do is dissolve the energy patterns that stick to us. So like, for example, the energy pattern about malls, I recognize that belief. So in the energetic exercises that I do and in the training, I identify what that belief is, what that decision is that's driving this issue. And then once it's cleared and realigned, then the issue fades away and people can get back into normal alignment. That's in a nutshell what we do in energy awareness training.
Excellent. So how does the law of attraction, because what popped into my head when you were talking is about the law of attraction. Does the law of attraction come into your training with the students?
It does. And I usually call it the law of frequency and vibration. You know, you talk about the law of vibration, some people think it's a little metaphysical or, you know, woo-woo, but scientifically there's a law of vibration that we attract similar vibrations with similar energies with people. We all know that.
Like attracts like.
Like attracts like, and it's true. So the challenge for changing, like for example, I have, you know, one of my students wants to meet his wife and have kids and have a happily ever after. But there's a part of him that also likes to date multiple women at the same time. So he's got two energies pulling him in two different ways. Now, one of the things I'll mention to you that I teach is to recognize the energies. So for a quick little lesson here, I'll tell you what,
wait, let's hold the lesson.
Okay.
I'm sorry, because I know that we're going to be coming up to a break in a few minutes, and I don't want to stop you in the middle of the lesson, but what I'd like to do, and if it works with Matt, I would like to stop you now, go to the break, and then come back and hear the lesson.
Great.
So can that work?
All right, perfect. Good job. All clear. Back in a couple minutes.
Thank you.
How we
All
doing?
right. We're good. You were a little far away from the mic at the first, but it's good. And please know we're being recorded right now. So it's the behind the scenes, what happens in a podcast during the break. So just giving the FYI. I like that we ended on this place where we can start with a lesson.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. So are you feeling good about the information so far?
Absolutely. There's a lot to cover when people hear about this. So I'm trying to get the headlines out so that, you know, people get curious about it. Are you going to say at the end, where can people get a hold of you? And
I'll do it when we come back. Yeah, of course. I always let them know where to get a hold of the people, my guests. And I do it multiple times. So, but right now, let them hear you, let them get to hear what you have to say.
Sure.
Then we talk to them and tell them, you know, about you and where they can get a hold of you.
Wonderful.
Go from there. So
Love it.
It's good. It's all good.
Fun. How about you?
I'm having a great time. I love doing this. I love the people that I talk to, and I learn so much because you use different words than somebody else, but we're all trying to get to the same spot. Like my way of looking at it is a dartboard, and we're all trying to get to the bullseye. We're all trying to get either ourselves or our clients to that sweet spot, which is the bullseye. We're just going about it in different ways. And sometimes there's different vernacular, but the bottom line is the underlying essence is we're trying to help people, and our mission is to help and to get them healthy and whole.
I'm with you 100% on that. This is kind of a unique thing because as we get more into it, there's nobody teaching what I teach. And that's why my work is just accelerating. As I'm about to tell you with the, in the lesson, I'm just going to identify the energies and the energies that affect us. And I think this is going to be a real eye opener for your guests.
Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm really excited about that. By the way, just an FYI, keep a quick eye on the chat open your chat box so that you can follow any messages that come through?
Great. Okay.
So at one point you had been pulled back from your mic and I was trying to get you to get closer.
I
So
got to
that,
put on glasses to be able to see this chat thing. So
well,
that's okay with you.
that's
It's
why
okay
I've
with
got
me.
these.
That's
All
right.
right. All right. Sorry to interrupt, but we're just about to come back.
Perfect. Thank you.
You are listening to Guided Spirit Conversations. To reach Marla Goldberg or her guest today, you're invited to call in to the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. If you'd rather send an email, the address is guidedspiritconversations@gmail.com. Now, back to this week's program.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I hope you're having a terrific Thursday. I know I am. Our guest today is Glenn Ackerman. And if you heard this first segment, you know that Glenn has developed his own energy method, which is called Energy Awareness Training. And if you want to learn more about Glenn and his method, his website is www.energyawarenesstraining.com. If you want to find him on Facebook, it's the same, Energy Awareness Training. Instagram is at Energy Awareness Training. And the email, and I love this email name, energytitan@gmail.com. And that's ENERGYTITAN@gmail.com. Welcome back, Glenn.
Thanks, Marla. Great to be here.
I'm so happy you're here. So when we went on break, you were just about to give everyone a lesson.
Okay, so let me dive into what I start to teach my my beginning students, and that's this. So we talk about these hidden energies that are affecting us. Let's go dive a little deeper. What do I mean by hidden energies? Well, let's say for example it's New Year's Day, and you're making a New Year's resolution to lose weight or to go to the gym or start eating better, etc. And you make that intention, and then for a week or two or three, you're on your program. So you've got this one force that's going, yeah, I'm going to lose weight. It's a new year. I'm going to eat better, boom, boom. But right on about the third or fourth week, now there's another force coming that says, I want to go to the gym today. I want pizza instead of my salad. So you've got two forces that are pulling you in two directions. And usually when we want to make a change, there's usually resistance. So if you've ever heard of the term self-sabotage, simply means that there's something that you want to do it, you want to be it, or you want to have it, whatever goal. And then there's another part of you that works in opposition, so you won't have it. And you know it, and you can feel it seduce you. Like for the example of going to the gym, I'm going to the gym, but at 5 o'clock, that voice says, wouldn't I rather go out for pizza or beer with the guys, or let's go watch a ball game. It's like, okay. And now you're conflicted. So out of all the myriad of energies there are two categories that I call them, which is exactly what Tesla said. There's a high vibrational energy and a low vibrational energy. Why? Because in this world, one of the energetic laws is the law of duality. If there's an up, there's a down. If there's a left, there's a right. If there's a good, there's a bad. If the tide goes in, the tide goes out, etc. So understanding that being energetically aware means understanding that how the energies balance. So if you're out of balance, then you're gonna have a problem, and that's where usually all problems lie in being out of balance with their energies. So the high vibration energy is the energy that wants you to be happy, joyous, free, abundant, all the good things. And that's the energy that we want to be in. But unfortunately, there's another energy called low vibration energy or low frequency energy. That's job is to block that, to block you from being in the high vibration energy. And it shows up as anxiety, fear, worry, stress, etc. So we have these counter energies that are trying to balance us out. And we want the high vibration, but we have to deal so much with the low vibration. So energy awareness training is all about, first of all, reducing and eliminating any low vibration energy inside you and moving it into the high vibration. So what does low vibration energy look like? Worry, stress, traffic, family, money, career, etc. All the things that we do every day cause us stress. And that stress it's like our physical body. You know, every day that we live, we get sweaty, we get dirty, we got to clean our physical body. Well, we also have an energy body, and that takes on a lot of stress every day. And if we don't clean it, and most people don't, it starts to morph as more stress and more stress and more stress. And then you start moving out into what people do about their stress, which usually either to avoid it or medicate it, which in the long run brings more stress. So what we do in energy awareness training is identify all the energies that don't work for us, and we dissolve them and move into a high vibratory field. And when you're in a high vibration energy, it opens up the channels for all the good for you. Great relationships, money flowing, great health, all the things that we want. And that's the purpose of my work, is to eliminate people's low vibration energy and move them into the high.
And is there an easy way that you could explain how someone could clear their energy?
Yes, there is a way. One of the things that the beginning things I do is I teach a certain breath. See, when we're in stress and anxiety, we're usually in our head. We're usually thinking, and the location of what we're focusing on is in our head. So, and the way to be able to combat that is to be able to have a moment where you get out of your head figuratively, and you learn to breathe from what I call the center point, or the bottom part of your spine. And I have a simple breath that goes like this. You inhale through the nose for the count of 6, gently hold for the count of 3, and exhale for the count of 6. And as you do that breath, I mean, I could do a couple of rounds with you if we have the time, but as you start doing that breath, you'll start to move energy. And if you do 10 of these breaths, very simply, inhaling through the nose, holding it for the count of 6, hold the count of 3, exhaling through the mouth with a gentle pause, that will start to move the energy and start moving out stress, worry, and anxiety. And that's one of the first things I do when I lead my people. So I don't know if we have time to do a couple of those, but I'd be happy to demonstrate if you like.
Sure, we can do a couple.
Okay. So if somebody's stressed right now, or they're dealing with, or you got any kind of worry, fear, or doubt, the first thing I want to do, well, I'll just lead you in it. Just join me, but not if you're driving. If you're driving,
please pull over. If you're driving, please pull over, put your car in park, and then try this exercise. How's that?
Absolutely. That sounds great. So go ahead and close your eyes for a minute.
Feet on the floor?
Feet on the floor, yes, absolutely. Feet on the floor. Put your spine straight. And just notice your focus is usually in your head. But if you would, just put your attention on the bottom part of your spine. Some people call it the first chakra. Some people call it the dandian, whatever, just bottom part. Okay, now imagine that your nose is down there. Okay, why do I do that? Because if you focus on breathing from that part of your body, it'll open up all your energy channels, and it'll bring more good energy, more high vibration energy, and start moving out the low vibration. So here we go. Tune into your center point, the bottom part of your spine. Imagine that your nose is there, and we're going to take an energetic breath, inhaling through the nose for the count of 6, hold for the count of 3, exhaling loudly through the mouth for the count of 6 also. So here we go. We'll do a few of these. Okay, tune into your center point. Imagine that your nose is there, and let's take an energetic breath slowly through the nose for the count of 6. Here we go. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Breathe low. 4, 5. All the way down to your feet. 6. Fill up the lungs with air. Hold it for the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Exhale loudly now for the count of 6. Get all the air out. Yeah, that's right. Get all the air out. Good. Pause for a moment. Just touch the silence, because when we touch silence, it opens up and creates high vibration energy. Okay, let's go again. Now, tune into your center point. Put your focus on the bottom part of your spine. Imagine that your nose is there. Now feel your feet on the ground, so make sure you're grounded. Let's take an energetic breath. Here we go. Inhale slowly. 1, 2 through the nose. 3, 4. Breathe low. 5, 6. Fill up the lungs of there. Hold it for the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Exhale loudly. Do for the count of 6. 4, 5, 6. Excellent. Good. Get all the air out. Pause for a moment. Just be still. Be aware. We move into the gap between the thoughts. Excellent. Let's do one more. Energetic breath. Tune into your center point, the bottom part of your spine. Feel the floor underneath your feet. Imagine that your nose is at your center point. Let's take an energetic breath together. Here we go. Inhale 1, 2 through the nose. 3, 4. Breathe low. 5, 6. Fill up lungs of air. Hold it for the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Exhale slowly. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excellent. Get all the air out. Good. Now let's just pause for a moment, for a few seconds, just to touch the silence. Just for a few seconds. Here we go. That's right. Very good. Excellent. Okay, I'm going to count from 1 to 3. When I reach the number 3, we're just going to open our eyes and feel good and notice how good we feel. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Eyes open.
Love it. I love the vibe I'm feeling. And I love when you say touch the silence. I like that phrase a lot. Okay. Well, we're frozen again. I'm sure Glenn will be back in a second.
Yeah, we're good. I can hear you.
You can hear
I
me?
can hear you.
Okay. Because you froze on my side.
Yes.
But I really do. Touch the silence. It just is. I just see touching the silence. Like if you're in a black void and you just put your hand out and you just, I mean, it feels like you're feeling nothing, but technically you're touching the silence.
Exactly. I've had many people here in the office who've come in basket cases. A lot of well-known celebrities too. It's funny. Everybody thinks because I'm here in the heart of Hollywood, so I work with a lot of Hollywood people, and people think, wow, when you're rich and famous, you got it made. And there was just an article in the paper 2 days ago about Justin Bieber, who is probably, the luckiest kid ever, millionaire when he's 19. And he said, I had everything you could want in this world, but I was unfulfilled and I was miserable. And I was even, I even had suicidal thoughts. And I'm thinking to myself, holy smokes. And that's one of the important messages that we teach energy awareness training. There's no lasting happiness in the physical world without being connected to the higher energies. Why is that? Because everything that's physical has a beginning and an end. So, if we think, oh, I'll be happy when I get the relationship. Oh, you get the relationship. Oh, it's not it. Oh, I'll be happy when I get a Ferrari. Oh, okay, you get the Ferrari. That's not it. Yeah, I'll be happy when I'm a Hollywood star. Well, I've had Hollywood stars in this very room here going, hey, that's not it. So what is it is the ability to realign yourself with high vibrational energy, with what I call source, creator, whatever you're named for it, and connecting to that energy. There's nothing that you need other than the desire to connect to it. What do I mean connect? To be in the energy frequency, to learn things like what I just taught you here. There are many different ways to stay in a high vibratory frequency every day, but you have to do it. See, here's the kicker to this. The energies that we want, we have to make an effort to go after it. The energies that we don't want come to us. We don't have to do anything, they come to us. It's like, here I am in my office and it's morning time. Well, if I stay here, another 8 hours, eventually what's going to happen? What do I have to do? It's going to get dark. What do I have to do for the darkness to come? Nothing. But if I want there to be light in here, I got to get up. I got to walk over to the light switch. I got to flip it on. Not a lot of work, but something. So this is what energy awareness training is about, the ability for you to do certain things every day that are easy to do, that clean your energy out of all the low vibration energy and move into high vibration energy. Because here's an important thing. All energy creates itself. So if I'm in high vibration energy, when you're feeling good, when you're with great people, you feel better. That energy creates more high vibration energy. Unfortunately, low vibration energy creates the same. So when you're around people who are negative or complaining or down, you're around, it creates more of the energy. So this is what it means to be energetically aware, Marla.
And I have to say, I will agree with you that, when you're in high vibration, well, first of all, I want to go back to something you were saying earlier, which is the fact that, about keeping your vibration high. And I want to share with people that the exercises, that it's like, if you want your body to look good, you need to put effort into working your body to make it look good. If you don't just take a shower once and never take a shower again. It's something you do on a daily basis, and they're practices that are just so beneficial when you incorporate them into your daily life, like you do brushing your teeth, washing your face, taking a shower. It's just as important as all that. But at this point, Glenn, I'm going to stop us because we're going to take another quick break, and then we're going to come back, talk about charity shout out, and see what else we can talk about.
Great.
All right. See you on the other side.
All righty.
All right, great job. All clear. Back in about 2.
All right. So, but yeah, it's just amazing. I'm listening to what you say, and it's, keeping your vibration high, doing these exercises are just as beneficial. If you don't do them every day, you're not going to benefit. Just like if you don't do your ab work every day, you're not going to have your 6-pack ab.
That's right. I'm doing abs today, as a matter of fact. I'm glad you mentioned that.
It's ab day.
It's ab day. Am I able to call you after the broadcast? Just to
well, what'll happen is Matt will disconnect us from Voice America, and you and I could stay on for a couple of minutes and chat. And which is nice, and then we can see each other, and I'll end the other recording, and we'll just have a couple of minutes to chat. I don't have a lot of time because I have to catch a flight. I have some book events in Colorado this weekend.
Wonderful.
So
that's fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah.
Wow.
I wrote my first book, and now I'm out telling the world about it.
Beautiful. What's it about?
It's part self-memoir and self-help. So it's my effing long journey to loving myself, a guide to a shorter path. And so what I do is I share my story, my dysfunctional story, and I incorporate.
Aren't they all?
They are all, but tips, tools, techniques. So in my early life, before I learned this, I would have, if I had these, I would have done this. And then when I did learn it, this is what I would do. And I want to empower people. I want to help people to make their journey, the dysfunctional, as you would say, your terminology, the low vibrational life.
Right.
Let them leave that behind sooner and get into the high vibe life, so that they could manifest and live the life that they always dreamt of, but never thought was attainable. And from me, I know.
You and I are kindred souls.
Yeah. And so, I'm just so grateful every day. And gratitude is a huge piece of my life.
Sure.
Because I'm living that life. I'm sorry?
That's it. It's a big part of my work too. It's an incredible vibration.
All right, coming back here in about 10 seconds.
Perfect. Thanks. All right.
You are listening to Guided Spirit Conversations. To reach Marla Goldberg or her guest today, you're invited to call in to the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. If you'd rather send an email, the address is guidedspiritconversations@gmail.com. Now, back to this week's program.
Hello again. Thank you for sticking with us through the break. I am talking to this very fascinating individual, Glen Ackerman. And Glen has had a lot of training, and through his training, he was able to pull together a very successful technique called energy awareness training. And that's what we're talking about. So to reach it, Glenn, I want to give you his information. His website is www.energyawarennesstraining.com. His email is energytitan@gmail.com. And at Facebook, it's /energy awareness training. And Instagram is @energy awareness training. And so it is charity shout out time, Glenn. And I know your charity is guardiansofallvoiceless.org. What is that charity about? Could you share that with me, please?
Yes, there are. It's a specific charity that helps people who are new to this country and who come here and who are economically challenged. And they've usually come and they don't know too many people. And what that charity does is it opens up social connections for them. It puts them in line with work and job opportunities, and it gets them into the community by and large here, whatever their specific communities are. And they were very active. You know, it's funny how I chose that. They were one of the biggest fundraisers for the big fire that they had. You remember the Malibu fires?
Yes. There were a couple of them, weren't there?
Well, there was a big one, the one that really burned Malibu, that really closed it down. It was the biggest fire they'd ever had there. And this charity did a lot of relief to help the people whose houses were burned down, you know, to find temporary shelter and to get supplies in, because you couldn't get into Malibu from the roads because they were blocked. So they actually had to have boats come in from different parts of Los Angeles to bring in supplies. And this charity did a lot to help those people. I was very proud of the work that they did, and I wanted to support them.
Well, that's a very honorable reason to want to support them. That's great work. And those fires, as we all know, especially if you follow, well, the people living there had to live it. Those following it in the news know how devastating these fires are. And they just every year uproot people, and they seem to be getting bigger and more intense as the year goes on.
Yeah, I mean, we had two big fires here in California. You know, up in Northern California, the Paradise, California, that burned the whole town down, and then we had the Malibu brush fires and stuff. So it gets pretty intense, and you know, we all want to know how to help. So I looked up that particular charity to say, you know, who's doing good work and actually getting supplies to people. You know, who's actually taking people in, and they were doing fantastic work, and I was thrilled to be part of that. There are a lot of organizations here in Los Angeles that did that too, but that's one of them.
That's great. So listeners out there, if this resonates with you, help them, because fall is coming, and I think fall is the dry time, isn't it, in the West Coast where the fires seem to happen?
Yes, summer, and we're still kind of like an Indian summer, so to speak. So it's still like it's 95 degrees outside, so it's pretty hot and
pretty hot and dry. Yeah. So guardiansofallvoiceless.org. Reach out to them, see how you can help. If you're in California, maybe you can do something physically. Otherwise, I'm sure they won't say no if you'd like to donate some funds to them. So think about them and all they help, and it sounds like a great organization. So thanks for sharing that, Glenn.
Sure.
Okay, so let's go back to where we left off.
Okay.
And so we were talking about vibrations, and I know I was talking about that we need to do these exercises. And I'm not dictating. What I'm saying is, like anything else, if you want something to work and you want it to work well, you practice it. A singer warms up their voice and they practice their voice lessons daily. It's the same thing with energy. If you want to shift your life, it's just really important to take the steps to do it regularly, or else it doesn't work.
It's true.
Like AA says, you know, it doesn't work unless you work it.
Well, I love that. I love that one. And that's one of the, you know, if somebody's going to come away with a lesson from us, understand, to know that just like you have a physical body that you have to maintain every day, we clean it, we rest it, we feed it, we do, we massage it. You have an energetic body inside you, and that energetic body is a backstop for any and all negative emotions. So when you get stressed, that there's a piece of energy that stays in your energy body. And as you can tell, when we get really upset, we feel our energies out of alignment and disjointed, and it takes a while for us to recover, from an upset or something heavy that happens to us. So understand that you have an energetic body, and that energetic body, for you to have a full, happy, and joyful life, you have to have an awareness to be able to use that and clean that. And that's why I call my work energy awareness training, to make people aware that you're not just a physical being, you're an energetic being too. And really, it's the invisible that runs the visible. It's the non-physical that runs the physical. So everybody's looking for the answer in the physical, but the answer is in the energy, whether it's relationships, people getting along, that's high vibration energy. People not getting along or not talking to each other, it's low vibration energy. People having money and doing great and being prosperous, high vibration energy. People who are broke or stuck or needy or desperate, that's low vibration. So when you understand what these energies are, then you know that the change comes first in the energy. Before I change anything in the physicality, I have to change my energy, because the energy that you were in previously brought you to the situation that you're in. And remember, I said nothing changes until energy moves. So when you change your energy, you change your life, and you change your circumstances also.
Well, I know that's my experience, and that's how I started down my spiritual path, because low vibration, low energy, bad choices didn't serve me, kept me down. And here's the thing, like brings like, so that's like the magnet. I call it the boomerang effect. So if your vibration is low and you are constantly, like, this is the one I use all the time. I had somebody who I knew, and all she kept doing is saying, we're so broke, we're so broke, we're so broke. It's like, and I would just cringe, because I would say, please, 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 let's change the vernacular, because, if you keep saying it that way, I said, Spirit's going to say, well, she likes it this way. I'm going to continue giving her what she wants, and you're not going to get out of your hole. And
Yes.
so, until you change and we're all spiritual beings having that human experience, which brings home what you were saying about, working on the energy inside.
And with what you said, when people say I'm broke, what energy, I go right back to it. What energy is that? Lack, limitation, desperation. It's low vibration. Great.
Yes.
Low vibration creates more low vibration energy. Is that what you want? If not, you better change that energy field and shift from lack to gratitude, or to focusing on what you do have. Because whatever we focus on, you guys remember this, whatever you focus on expands. Whatever you energize with your attention, with your thoughts, with your energy, it expands in that direction. So if you're focused on misery or lack or limitation or unhappiness, guess what? That's low vibration energy. Low vibration energy is going to attract more of the same. So this is something that we need to do every day. We need to reset our energies every day, because if you don't reset your energy, the low vibration energy will be happy to set it for you, and has a delicious menu of worry, doubt, and fear and anxiety for the day that it would love to give you. So this isn't something that is optional. We all have to deal with this in the human experience every day. We all have to deal with these energetic forces, these thoughts, these feelings, these emotions, these memories. And these, in energy awareness training, what we do is we're constantly cleaning, clearing, and cleansing all the destructive or negative or low vibration energies, whose job it is to block what you want, to resist what you want, to sabotage what you want. Whoa, you better do something about that, or else they go to work. So that's something that needs to be done, as you mentioned, Marla, every day, to be energetically aware. And when you do that, you can end your suffering, because most of the suffering we go through is the emotional thoughts, feelings, and emotions in our head. When you can eliminate that, you can know levels, I don't care what you're going through, you can change it and turn it around to be happy, joyous, and free every day, no matter what's going on. Because your happiness isn't dependent upon physical things, because physical things come and go. But the high vibration energy that we speak of doesn't. It's always here to help, guide, lead, protect, and inspire. And you want to connect to that as much as you can. I know I do.
Exactly. And that's the words you're saying are so true. And Glenn, I can't believe it, but our time is up. But
Oh,
I
no.
have had such a great time talking to you. Thank you so much. And for everyone out there, once again, I'm going to tell you how to get a hold of Glenn. His website is www.energyawarenesstraining.com. His Facebook is /Energy Awareness Training. His Instagram is @Energy Awareness Training. And the email is energytitan@gmail.com. So thanks again, Glenn, for being a part of the show. I want to thank Voice America, to Matt, who helps me, my engineer, to Robert, and everyone else at Voice America. I want to say thank you to Teresa, because she is my left and right arm, and I just so value her. And I want to thank you, the listening audience, for tuning in and being a part of the show. And I just so appreciate it. I feel you here, and I love the feeling I get to know that you are listening. And I'm hoping that the guests I bring on and the things we share are really good and helpful to you. I also want to remind you about my book, My Effing Long Journey to Loving Myself, A Guide to a Shorter Path, which you can buy either at my website, which is www.MarlaGoldberrg.net, or at Amazon. I'm doing a couple of book events this weekend. I'm going to be in Denver, Colorado. So come see me at For Heaven's Sake in Denver, or at the Ascension Center on Sunday from 3 to 5 on both days. Saturday the 7th at For Heaven's Sake, Sunday, Ascension Center. So till next week, I send you love. I send you blessings. I send you gratitude. And I look forward to you being a part of the show. By the way, subscribe, like, send me an email. I will answer you personally. Until next week, wishing you all the best. High vibration. That's what I'm wishing for you.
Thank you.
All right, perfect. All clear.
Thanks,
Marla,
Matt.
yep. Real quick. So we are going to have to I just want to let you know.